So my name is Natalia Kiseleva, and I am delighted to welcome you to our CAS IP Finder powered by STN coffee lecture entitled How to Look Up CAS Registry Numbers. So first of all, we need to understand what a CAS registry number is. A CAS registry number, or CASRN, often simply called a CAS number, is a unique and unambiguous identifier assigned to a specific substance. Why do we need something like this? Chemical compounds can be described in many different ways, including molecular formulas, chemical structures, generic names, systematic names, also common names and trade names. This lack of standardization can lead to confusion, delays, frustration, and even safety concerns. To address this problem, CAS scientists link together all available data and research about a substance, which allows us to clearly identify and communicate exactly which substance is being referenced through its CAS registry number. So CAS registry numbers are unique, easily validated, and internationally recognized. Now let's talk about which substances receive CAS registry number. All newly reported chemical substances that do not already have a CAS registry number are evaluated by CAS analysts who identify substance through name and the structure matching. For a substance to receive a CAS registry number, it must be specific, although it may be incompletely defined. Incompletely defined means, for example, that in a publication or patent, it may not be clear at which position a particular substituent is located or where a double bond appears in the structure. Biological substances also receive specific registry numbers, including sequence-based registration and sometimes functional registrations. If you're wondering what are functional registration, they may include substances such as enzymes, for example, lipase, which may not have a defined sequence or structure, but can still be identified through a registry number. Additionally, manual registration also receive registry numbers. For example, if a chemical producer requires a registry number for shipping or regulatory purposes, they can apply for the manual registration of a substance. You can see on the slide that besides CAS databases, substance information indexed by CAS registry number can be found in many other databases. We can see this, for example, in the locator field in the registry database, where all available databases are listed that contain information about a particular substance linked through its registry number. We'll see this also online. It's important to keep in mind that every substance has only one CAS registry number. Related forms of substance receive their own specific registry numbers. These may include position isomers, for example, with tritium or deuterium, stereoisomers, isotopically labeled substance, salts with specific ratios, charged species, hydrates, and mixtures. This is especially important when searching for a specific substance using a single registry number. Please keep in mind that this substance may appear under several different registry numbers depending on its form. For example, on the slide, you can see the caffeine, what I will use as example for today, and also all other possible variations. For example, some isotopes with deuterium or with carbon-13, coordination compounds, salts, and mixtures. At this point, I would like to go online and demonstrate how we search for registry numbers on CAS IP Finder platform. Also, if you have any questions during the presentation, during my talk, feel free to text it in the chat. Also, later, if you would have questions, I will try to answer them online. And also, if they are more difficult, I will answer them after the session. So now we are on the landing page of CAS IP Finder powered by STN. Here you can see 3 search types, which are available in this interface. For example, the keyword search, the structure search, and exploratory search. For this coffee lecture, we will use only the keyword search. I will begin by choosing the appropriate database. Here you can choose from selecting database, and first you see my favorite databases. If not, you can simply search by the database name, for example, or alternatively, you can browse databases which are available by topic. For example, if I choose the chemical substances, I can also see all databases available for chemical substance search. If you have used STN before, you can see that also if you're marked some databases as your favorite, they will be also appearing here in this interface. So we perform first search in the registry. Since the registry database is the source of CS registry numbers, I don't need to worry about specifying a particular field. I can simply type my query and leave this in the basic index. For example, I already performed today a few searches and I can choose from what I did, but also I can simply start typing my registry number, what I am interested in. Even though the registry field itself is not included in the basic index, which might be confusing, the system still recognizes that I'm searching for CS registry number. And it's because the registry database is official source of the registry numbers. So here I entered my registry number, and you can always check the command line preview to see how the search query is constructed. As you can see, the system searches the registry database. So here we go to registry database, and we search for specific registry number. Now let's click search. The search will be executed within a few seconds. And here we can see, now we can see the highlighted registry number in the small information window. We can also see the CAS index name, the molecular formula, and the structure, the chemical structure itself. If you would like to see more detailed information about this substance, you can click on the registry number. This opens a detailed record for the substance. Here we can see, for example, if I scroll down, all the chemical names which assign to this substance, and there are many, as substance is well known. You can also see the structure, the molecular formula roles, which comes from the CA+ database, related bibliographic database, from non-patent literature, and also from patent literature. Reference count, so how many references I would get if I do crossover to CA or CA+ database. Also the ring system data, and if I scroll down, I can see the STN files. So this field describes in which databases, except registry, I can get more information on this substance based on the registry number. If you want to see more details, I can click View Additional Fields. Then it will be a window popped up, and I can see the inch strings and inch key, and also the whole amount of properties. Again, is the substance well known? I can see that there are a lot of properties reported for this substance. And they are sorted first experimental properties, so we see the experimental properties here, and also the references where this information is reported. So I will not scroll down completely, as you can see, we're just in the beginning, so there are a lot of information available here. So what can I do next? I can share my results with SciFinder. If you also have access to SciFinder, you can click this option to view this substance in SciFinder. Another option is to cross over to CA+ database to retrieve all related references. Since we are currently in the substance database, we only see the substance information. So you didn't see any patents or journal article, patent assignees, or author names, so that was not available. So here, if I click on all results, the system will retrieve all related documents from CA+. At this point, I can choose whether I want to see all documents, patents only, or also non-patent literature. For this example, I would choose all documents. So the search will be executed within a few seconds. I hope it will be executed within a few seconds, and we can see the results pretty fast. And yeah, here we go. It's almost there. And of course, we see a large number of documents, 57,000. That's a large number. Of course, I'm not going to read all of them. Here I can see all references, so patent and also non-patent literature, where this substance was mentioned. So caffeine was mentioned. So what I can do at this point, I can refine my search. On the left side, you can see our search history, and I can click on Edit Search and Add Field. And here I can use different fields what are available. For example, I can refine by publication year, by searching claims, by specific control terms, so that's all available. But I will just stay in this basic index and use for refinement just one word, insomnia, and click on the search. Of course, this is not comprehensive search, so I use only one keyword. I didn't include any synonyms. However, if you're looking for quick answers, this can be a fast and practical approach. Now we see only 265 results, which is much smaller and more manageable set. At this stage, I can either continue refining the search or open just a specific document and take a look for more details. So for example, here I can see that this is non-patent literature. And if I would like to browse the next one, so I can simply click on next and see what's the next one. Inside the record, I can see additional options. For instance, I can access the patent pack. Here we have 3 options. The 2 of them you can download, and one of them interactive you can see online. So I click on the online option and see what's available. First, I see the patent itself in the original language. So in this case, this is Korean. And on the left side, I can see the key substances in patent. It's always shown with the registry number, the substance if it's available, and the location of this substance. Here I don't see a lot of substances, and I can simply find that my own substances, what I search for, so the caffeine, is located here with the registry number. I can click on the location and see that this comes on the page 3 and it comes from claim. Let's come back to IP Finder platform and go back to the query builder. What happens if, for example, I have not one registry number, but several of them? So for this purpose, I have to choose again the database and then type in several registry numbers. So here I prepared just 4 of them, because it can be more, it can be 2 of them, depends how many registry numbers you have. And here I can also see the command line preview. I combine this registry number with operator OR. That means that at least one of the specified registry numbers must be present in the result set. So since each substance has only one unique registry number, I expect my search to retrieve 4 results, one for each substance. Let's see if this expectation is correct. So let's click on the search and see what it brings us. May take slightly longer than searching for one single registry number, but it was also just a few seconds. And I can see 4 results. So exactly one record for each registry number. Now let's return again to the landing page and take a look at where else we can search for registry numbers. Registry numbers can be searched not only in the registry database, but also in other substance databases that are not produced by CAS. For next example, I will choose another database, and this is Reaxys file sub. This is also a substance database, and as you can see, it's also one of my favorite databases here. So I choose the database, and also a small comment. You can see that as soon as I choose database, it's appeared here, but the system still suggests me to choose more databases. I can do this. I can run a search in a few databases at once. But if I don't want to choose more databases, I can just click somewhere on this black background, and then this window will disappear. So this is the substance database. And however, I need to specify here the field where I search. And as soon as I click on the basic index, the first field, what I can see in recommended, it's already says registry number. So I simply choose this one and then choose my registry number what I searched before. In the command line preview, you can see that we go to the Reaxys file sub and search this particular registry number in the field registry number. So let's search this. As expected, I would retrieve just one substance because each CAS registry number corresponds to only one substance, and the registry number is highlighted, and we can also see the structure of the substance. You might notice this unusual number displayed in the record. If I click on it, I can view more detailed information, and it becomes clear that this is actually the accession number, so just simply represents the record number in this particular database. When I open a detailed record, I can scroll down to view additional information about substance and check whether anything in particular relevant for my search. And as before, if I want to retrieve related documents or references discussing this substance, I can click on Get Related Documents, click on All Results, and then I can choose between all documents, patents only, or non-patent literature only. For example, I can choose just patents in this case and click Continue. As soon as I selected this option, the search will be automatically refined, and we can see, as soon as it's uploaded, we can see on the left side that I search for patents, and also on top I can see that my requirement is here, so it's patents. There is no non-patent literature. At this stage, I can again refine the search further using Edit Search and additional fields if needed. Now let's go one more to the landing page and examine another database where registry number can be searched. Till now, we searched two substance databases for registry number. But what if I choose another database which is not substance database? So here, for example, I pick up the chemical business news database. And here, if I click on the basic index to review the fields, in the recommended, I don't see the registry number, which is expected because this is the bibliographic database, and first it's oriented for keyword search. So I have to try and find if this registry number field exists. As soon as I typed in the registry, I can see that yes, it exists. So I can choose this field, CAS registry number, and again type the registry number, what I'm interested in this database, and run the search. So this is not substance database, but bibliographic, meaning it contains record about documents rather than the substance themselves. So, however, it's still possible to search with the registry number. And if I open, for example, the first record and take a look on what information we have here in the document, for example, I browse, I can see the abstract, language, some other information, quite long abstract. Also, I have the link to view additional fields. And if I click on this view additional fields, I can see the field where I search for and the registry number itself. There are also mentioned some other registry number, so that's also another substance mentioned here. Finally, I would like to show to you one last example. For this, I would select one new database. It's DCR. So I don't have this one as my favorite, but I can simply add it to my favorite by clicking on this star, and that's now in my favorite databases. And this is the Darwin chemist resource, which is also available on this platform. This database is produced by another database producer, and it's not a CAS database. And let's see if it's possible to search for the, need to clean a little bit here. So I didn't choose this, and then let's take a look. Oh, that's wrong database. So DCR, and see if it's possible to search for registry number. So here I need to start typing, and as soon as I type reg, I can see Darwin drug registry name. Not really something which is related to registry numbers, and also another one, Darwin registry number, substance. It's not the registry number what I am looking for. So that means that in this database, I'm not allowed to search with registry numbers. But of course, there are other options how to search for the substance information in this database. For example, I can do the structure search, the chemical name search, molecular formulas, or other available fields. So that's also possible. At this point, I would like to thank you all for your attention. And if you have any questions, please feel free to ask at Customer Center, for example, via email, or also online at cas.org, or via phone if you're located in EMEA. Thank you very much and all the best.